Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl here to bring you another reading. This is for the person most on your mind, for Sagittarius. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. Sagittarius, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, but most of all for showing up. Sagittarius, this is for the person most on your mind. All of a sudden this energy got very serious, and I'm thinking, I have to say, wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart, you don't have to be a sun sign, a moon sign, a rising sign, a Venus. It doesn't matter. If you even like Sagittarius as a sign and you're following Sagittarius reads, or if you don't even know where you have Sagittarius in your chart, but you tend to listen to Sagittarius readings, and this one is for you. Again, it's for the person most on your mind, so whoever you're thinking of, it doesn't have to be a lover or a partner in marriage. It could be a working business partner. It could be colleagues at associations, or where you work, or who you work with, who you go to school with. It could be anybody. Person is on your mind. It seems to be very serious. This energy is very serious. I hope I'm speaking loud enough. My voice seems to be a bit low. I've had a bit of throat issues over the past couple of weeks, but I'm not sick, so it's not a question of getting better. It's just my throat. Could be just the temperature. So this is can't stop shuffling this deck. I'm using the Green Witch Tarot as done by Moura, and of course the Oracle deck. I had to pair them together. The Green Witch's Oracle deck, and this is by Arin Murphy-Hiscock. So it's not the same creator for the decks. And I've added in the Lover's Oracle. Again, the author is unknown. There's no booklet or indication as to who created that deck. But it's quite common. So Sagittarius, seems like your energy is a push and pull going on here. But that's okay. Like, see, the deck splits. Let's see. A little mini reading happening here. See, the push and pull, that 10 of Wands, something's coming to an end. Cycles are ending. We have the 7 of Cups. Confusion is coming to an end. Maybe you've been going through a dilemma with a particular. And 3 of Pentacles. You've worked together. You're trying to work it out, at least in your mind, but you've been dealing with other people, and yeah, it seems that it's been some time back. So either you're going over things that have been done in the past and you want to clear up any confusion. Someone wants to reach out. Maybe you want to reach out and speak to someone. Here we have the 2 of Wands. So changing plans or changing direction, at least change is imminent here, and you want to speak out with that. You want to run forward with it, or you're dealing possibly with an air sign who wants to come to you, who wants to reach out to you. They want to tell you things have changed, or they want things to change. Again, this is about what took place in the past. They want to talk about confusion that may have taken place in the past. They want to make a choice. Maybe they have chosen, or maybe you have chosen, whichever way it fits for you. There's a cycle that's coming to an end. A burdensome cycle is being put down. And then this card lifts off. We have the Siddhi. This is temperance. Again, it's healing conversation, wanting to speak, but really wanting to speak. And it's very serious. Again, that energy that I was picking up, it's very, very serious. So it's a serious conversation. There could be anger for some. I mean, you measure how you feel about the person most on your mind and what you want to say. And, well, you know how communication has been between the two of you. If there has not been communication, there will be communication, and they're either very excited or they're very angry. Again, it could be for anybody. Then we have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Aphthimes say here that, again, with the Two of Wands, on both sides, it seems to be that push and pull, that indecision, that wanting to make change and wanting to talk about that change and thinking about that change. And then the deck split here with the Five of Wands, needing to go over things, make a decision, having trouble making that decision. Could be on both sides, could be on their side or your side. You know how you feel. Somebody's being very stubborn. Again, that serious energy. It's quite serious, the situation between you, or someone is taking it very seriously. Quite a mouthful for the beginning. So I'm using the 9-card spread that I use for the person most on your mind. Starting with the first card, it is the situation between you. I know there's lots of room. I just have to figure a way to set it up. This is how you are dealing with that situation, and this is how they are. Again, I do apologize for my voice. I know it's low. Here we have Spirit's advice on how to deal with the situation. This is how you take Spirit's advice. And this is how the person most on your mind is taking Spirit's advice. Okay, just have to turn it this way. It seems to be okay. Here is what would be the final outcome, and it is potential. It's not written in stone. This is how you deal with that and how the person most on your mind deals with it. All right, let's take it from the top. I seem to be doing that more. Now I have to make mention again for cross watchers, this is who I'm reading for, as in the viewer, and this would be the person most on your mind. It's up to you to decide if they fall into this category. As if you're thinking of Sagittarius, they may fall on this side, and Sagittarius, you are on this side regardless, because you would be thinking of the next person. The Six of Wands is a victory. You've come into a victory, or you are striving for victory. You're being recognized, or you're feeling that you want to be recognized. Now the situation is in that. It could very well be for an ego. Again, the seriousness that is involved here. When I say involved, it's the energy I'm picking up. I can't seem to shift out of a particular sensation that I feel around me. It's very constricting. It's very tight. It's like what we would consider not wanting to make a mistake, being very or overly cautious, very attentive to your appearance, how you are seen, how you are viewed, your ideas, how they are taken. Again, taking it personally is coming to mind here. But then you must take it personally, because it is your life. This is you. This is who you are. and the reflection that you bring to a relationship. You want to be taken seriously. So what I am feeling is that some of you may not be feeling like you're being taken seriously, and you're not happy with that. That Knight of Swords, he comes with quite a bit of vengeance. It's in the sense where you are determined to be heard. You are determined to speak. You want to be heard. You want to be recognized. Now, it could be on both sides. They want to be recognized, you want to be recognized. Somebody has an ego. Someone is in their ego. Nonetheless, you have come into a victory. You're feeling victorious. You're very happy. Things that have happened over the past weeks have brought you to a place of understanding, of joy. You're feeling quite elevated, and in that you're flying high. You have a victory. You've accomplished something. Something has come to an end. That 10 of Wands is where you have worked on something and you have been successful at it. So something good is circulating around you, in the sense of that I feel good, I'm being honest, I'm being true, I'm speaking my truth, I'm feeling happy. I've done something. I've done something that makes me happy. The Queen of Pentacles is the person most on your mind, and that could be an earth sign, that could be any sign. I'm not boiling it down to just because the card says it's an earth sign. It is a sense of energy too, where they are very satisfied with who they are, what they have become, and where they are going. They are working very hard, and they're very independent. It could be anybody, but it is a feminine energy that could be a mother. They have children, or they want to have children. They're in that mode of, I'm able to take care of myself. So even I would say it's a mature person, and I'm not saying mature as in older. It is within the 30s and the 40s as age group would go, in the mindset. If even they are a younger person, where in their 20s, they are advanced in the way they deal with life. They see life through mature eyes. They're very responsible, and they want to take a certain responsibility. They want to, again, it's being very serious. I want to be in a relationship where I can be recognized for who I am and what I bring to the table. You seem to be quite happy knowing that they want that. So you're stepping forward, or you're planning on it anyway, because they're bringing you some joy here. Sagittarius, you are moving towards the light. If it is that you had doubt, if it is that you had to explore a certain level of independence, you have achieved the goal. Now you want to settle down, or you want to go to a higher level, or you have accomplished enough that you are satisfied. Either way, you're feeling balanced here. The 3 of Swords says just that. This is Spirit's advice. It is to take responsibility for what you have done. It says here that you need to step forward with that sense of truth, that sense of speaking up and voicing what you really feel, showing your happiness in word expression, and having that pride and joy in declaring your truth, because they want to hear that. Spirit's advice is just that, to take that step forward and speak and be responsible. Take your responsibility. How you achieve or how you approach this is through the King of Swords. Again, it doesn't mean that you are an air sign. It doesn't mean that you are looking at the air in your chart. It doesn't mean that at all. It reflects on your determination. Again, we saw the Knight of Swords. Now we're going to the King. So we're evolving, and that's what the Sun will do. It will make us see past the doubts and fears. And here we have the King of Swords, who is quite determined and having that sense of legality, again, restrictions and staying within boundaries and not crossing any lines and making sure that things go in a certain order, very prepared, very, very precise in what it is they want to say. And I say they, could be I'm speaking to a cross-watcher at this point. However, could be legal system that you're dealing with for some of you. Could be news of legalities coming in, making you happy. It's to come, or you may have already received the news and you want to take that step forward. You want to make things happen. You want things to go in a particular direction. But you're thinking about it and you're making it clear in your mind what it is you want. You're defining what you need from, or what you're willing to give, or what you expect of. And you can fill in the gaps. The person most on your mind is the Page of Cups. Here we see wanting to start anew, wanting to forgive, wanting to open up and have new ideas, sprouting new ideas, because that's what she does. As an energy goes, she's able to make a suggestion on, I'm interested in making this project happen, and she puts her energy into it, and all of a sudden she starts rotating around people who are able to help her get through, or who are interested in investing in. And this is where her new ideas are coming. And I say she, it doesn't mean that I'm only speaking to the feminine side. It is that quality of sprouting new ideas and birthing of ideas. This is where the she comes in. But of course, if it is a male reflection over here, then they are very savvy on what they want. They are very nurturing to ideas, and they probably want to make an offer of an idea towards the future with you. They want to work on something with you. Page of Cups is very emotional, so someone is either looking for the forgiveness, they're wanting to offer that forgiveness, or they really want to share an idea. Now with Spirit saying that you need to step up and take responsibility, own up for what your part in a certain encounter may have been negative, because this is overcoming. Spirit is saying that you need to overcome, or you both need to overcome something that was lacking. Again, could be for ego. Someone may have been in an ego trip, and the person most on your mind is willing to start anew. They're willing to forgive. If it is that you, Sagittarius, have stepped over any boundaries, because this could be in a reverse, because I don't do reversals, but I always incorporate what would be the reversal of. And he can be very arrogant, again reflecting up here. He can be very angry, again reflecting into having to come to terms with and reflection off of what took place, and seeing the light, seeing the truth, and being ready to take the responsibility. Again, it's an idea, it's a project that they want to start, it's a forgiveness, it's a level of emotion where they want to begin anew, they want to start over, or they want to give the news of a birth that may come. I was taking it a little far, but again, it is an independence. It is an idea before anything. It is an emotional connection that they want to start again. And I say start again because this is a renewal. This is a forgiveness before it is striking out on a new relationship. This is a relationship that has been through something, and they want to come around and begin again. They're doing the metamorphosis, in other words. Here we see the potential outcome, and this is our 10 of Pentacles. So on any level of relationship, you and the person most on your mind coming into the possibility of communication and opening up to each other and having that sense of renewal, wanting to start over, allowing for the truth to be declared, you will have success within this relationship. If you're coming to this reading looking for confirmation, then it is a positive, wherein you will overcome whatever obstacles you may have had, again the 10 of Wands, and you will reach a level of success with a relationship, regardless if it is for romance or for money or for marriage, because a proposal may happen from this end, from the person most on your mind, or you may want to ask for marriage depending on your circumstance, if you are willing to step up and speak that truth. Or for some of you, it may be in terms of ending a relationship, where we have our King of Swords saying, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. I want to be honest. I want to put an end to it. But I don't feel a negative here in that respect. But then again, I don't know who's listening to this clip, so I don't want to just see the positive. It's quite positive in the sense where we have the sun, which it shines its splendor on everything. But then this is the truth. And the truth may just be that it's time to end a relationship for some of us, because ego is getting into the way. And we keep starting over. And I don't want to start over anymore. I'm tired of the starting over. I want to have a serious relationship. And I want things to stay in that seriousness, where we work together and we build on this relationship, and not have to start over and start over and start over, because sometimes it can go that way. Those are the karmic relationships where you make plans, and somewhere along the line the plans just freeze, and then enough time goes by and say, okay, we'll start over, let's try again. But we're not going anywhere. We keep making plans, but we're not executing them. And this is where the truth, that truth is really important, to recognize that there is an ego, to recognize that there is a superficiality that we need to work through, that we need to really take the step forward, not just say I want to move forward. That will come with an ending where you exchange vows, or you go your separate ways. That would be an ending. Here we have our King of Pentacles. So we're going from the King of Swords to the King of Pentacles for Sagittarius, meaning that you're very grounded in your thoughts and your actions. You're on the same level. This is your level of happiness. You know what you want, you have an idea of what way to go, and you know how to get where you want to go. And being that it is the Ace of Pentacles, here you are reflecting the new beginning, to start again. You have a plan, and you may very well be sharing in the same plan, because you're speaking your truth, and you're coming into the same level of the person most on your mind, where they have an idea, they have a project, and they want to move forward, and they need to have that backing. And the King and the Queen are on the same level here. So it could very well be for some of you that you are meeting with the person most on your mind to carry into creating a beautiful legacy, or a beautiful business, or just making money together, building a home, because this is reflection off of a very slow and very long term basis where your relationship is on the verge of becoming a long-term relationship where you're taking things very seriously, as I started out, and you want to keep things grounded. You want to keep things moving on that serious note, and that's where you're paying attention, you're taking your time, it's moving slowly, and you want to work together because you want to work and they want to work on the same things. Page of Pentacles. So we have quite a bit of prosperity coming into this seriousness. So this serious energy that I'm feeling is really about building up that legacy and having something really solid to work on and work with. Here we see the Page of Pentacles. They come in with the Page of Cups, the Page of Pentacles for building that new idea. See, they're ready. They're taking their hearts. They're taking what they love and they want to take and make it a reality. So the person most on your mind is in a positive flow. They're thinking about what they want, making up the plan. They're ready to execute because they're going with what they feel. They're trusting in how they feel. And they're ready to step forward and take responsibility. And that is crucial here. This is the advice of Spirit. If it is that they are ready, which seems to be starting, the beginning, again, they're ready to propose. They're ready to make that proposal of, okay, I want to build this thing, I'm going to do it, I'm going to take action, make that step. Person most on your mind, Sagittarius, if it is you're waiting for them to come forward, they are ready to take that step. It's a question of making the move, making it happen, and that is free will. Of course, that would be a conversation that you will have to determine if they are ready to move forward, because it is a page. You are a king. They are way in, I didn't say way behind, but on the level of kings and pages, your readiness is quite prominent, whereas they need to take that step. They may not be mature enough to make the move, but they are willing to put the effort in, you see? Because here we see they are independent, they are able to manage on their own. However, they are willing to begin something, you see? Just as you are willing to work with something new, you are here, they are ready to take the action. They're ready to say, okay, this is what I want. Here's the plan. This is the plan. Are we going to do this? This is what their mindset, their energy. They're very serious about it too, because they're focused. They're really focused on getting to the details. Their emotions are balanced enough that they can take that step forward and build that legacy. Here we see the Seven of Cups. We saw this earlier with that little mini read that I had done. And Seven of Cups here is where we have quite a few options, or we're feeling like we are an option, or we are just confused by whatever took place and we want to clear that. Again, they're focusing on the details. Seven of Cups says that we have a ways to go, and look at the same cards came back. Interesting. See, we have the Ace of Pentacles saying that a new beginning is starting. We have a new beginning. We have a new beginning. So, and then of course, the complementary to our Ten of Pentacles is that Ace of Pentacles. So you're ready to step forward, and they are too. It's a question of deciding when to make that move, when to step out and speak, when to reach forward with the plan that we have already made, the plans that we've already made. We don't want to get into confusion. We want to make a choice. We want to see, okay, this is what we're going to do. And we're going to be going over the details and seeing that we can achieve, because we've achieved something in the past. You have achieved. So have they. And it's a question of working together now. Here we see the Hangman. So taking on a different perspective. This is why we're probably seeing these 2 pages come up here, because they may have had some time out. Again, there was something that took place that you had broken away from each other, where you may not have been in communication, and they've been able to change their perspective, as well as you may have, because you have come to the level of kings where you're very grounded, you're very ready, and you have a plan already set up in your mind, whereas they are ready to execute whatever plan that they have on their mind. And it's a question of you coming together. Again, it's all the same cards, the 2 of Wands. All these cards came back. So it's a question of changing the plan, maybe. You want to get into that conversation and put down the burden, come to that conclusion, knowing that we can move on from what was, and we can forgive, and we can build anew. And then, of course, the 9 of Cups, bringing that satisfaction in again with the Sun. So we'll stop with the tarot there, and we'll see what the energy is between you. What is the energy between Sagittarius and the person most on their mind? Again, I'm still feeling that energy is so serious. It's like I want to see the celebration, the happiness, but it still seems quite strange. It's very restricted, as if you're not allowed to just let loose and have that celebration, because you may cross the line, is what I'm getting here. That 9 of Cups, bringing in the satisfaction, overindulgence, falling back into the ego. Here we have the Hedge as the energy. It says potential boundaries, indecision. It's potential. There is potential. There is potential. Boundaries, making sure that those T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Being very serious. Again, that justice, that sense of justice. Maybe some of you are contemplating the level of happiness that you've had in a relationship, and you want to put an end and start something different somewhere else on your own, because that independence is quite strong here. Indecision, that 2 of Wands reflects that indecision. So let's take a read on Hedge. Let's see. As energy goes, it is the energy between you. Spirit says you need to take responsibility. See the potential in the relationship. And is it worthy? Is it worth it? Let's say I'll put it in order. See, 81. All right. So the potential, the boundaries, the indecision. The hedge or natural boundary serves 2 purposes: to define a safe zone, protecting you from what's outside, or to keep you in one place. Sounds like the 9 of Pentacles. Like a pen. The hedge card asks you to review your own boundaries and how you respond to boundaries created by others. A hedge is also a symbol of moving between 2 states of being, or 2 worlds. Riding the hedge is a phrase used to describe spirit journeys where the witch's awareness travels to acquire information and undertake new experiences. The hedge belongs to neither world, being the liminal space between the 2. If you are in that liminal space, it's time to choose which side to step into for now. You can't stray Oh, sorry, you can't stay there forever. So again, it's stepping up and taking the responsibility, taking that step forward. We saw the, where is it? The Hangman. That's where this is. And then the Two of Wands. This is what the Hedge card will reflect here. Whatever you do decide, it will put an end to the burden of what you have experienced through relationships. If it is you're feeling that it's a repetition coming around, or you've seen this before and you're saying, why am I seeing this again? And I'm not sure if I want to go forward, if I want to start over again. It's all of that. You need to decide. And again, that indecision is where you will make a decision because you have a plan. And that's probably what the Seven of Cups is all about, being confused. Now it comes to an 8 when we put this with that. No. Well, it does with the Page of Cups here. So either coming back around or going off into oblivion or into another relationship or just on your own. Only you can decide. And again, this is for the vast majority of people who could listen to this reading. So the reflection here is on this energy is, do you need to be firmer about how you allow others to impact you? Or are your boundaries so strong that you push people away? Again, the seriousness is what I was feeling. Sagittarius, it's a question of how you feel, what you think, and what you're ready to explore, what you're ready to let go of. Are you willing? Your happiness is at stake. Your balance is perfect in the eyes of spirit if you step forward. On that note, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next read. Love it. Sorry about that, Sagittarius. I'm going to ask for the forgiveness of the Page of Cups in your read. I cleared up everything. I said goodbye to you. And then I said, but I never took the thoughts. So being that I just finished that read, the energy is still on these cards. The thoughts of your person most on your mind. Wow. Clashing, differences, incompatibility. You see, that is where we have that Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles reflecting into what was, and if they're willing to start afresh, start over, wanting to start over, remembering that there was a conflict with the Three of Swords. So let's see other thoughts coming in here for Sagittarius. We have the person most on your mind. They're thinking that there was something broken. Again, with the Page of Cups, they're in the position where they are ready to start afresh, having to heal a broken heart, being able to forgive with that the Page of Cups, where Spirit's advice is for the Three of Swords to be repaired. Let's say one more here. We have trapped. Again, the Hangman reflects this one, where they're thinking that they may be trapped. They're thinking on a level of, should we start again? Remember, they had the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, so focusing on details, focusing on wanting to start anew, wanting to move into what I want to do. I have a new plan. I want to start something on my own. I am independent, with the Queen of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. One more. You see the hollowness, the emptiness, the boredom. that shallow feeling. Their thoughts are quite on a serious side, as I had said earlier. Conflict. We have conflicted decisions. Again, the Two of Swords, the Two of Wands. You will have to have a conversation. You both have to speak up, step forward. You have the two kings on your side. You have the upper hand. You have that sense of, I know what I want and I need to bring it forward. Knight of Swords. If it is that you're thinking how to reach out to this, the person most on your mind, they have the Queen of Pentacles. You are on the same page. It's a matter of owning that page. So again, I thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing. Until our next read, Sagittarius, love and light.